Hey folks, how's it going? Wednesday playing Stardew Valley with Jeffrey, Nix, and Lisa. Hello there, Lisa. Didn't actually get a chance to say hello to you. Jeffrey was
Yeah, hi.
chatty.
Jeffrey was talking a lot, yes.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I told my manager that I wanted to quit my job on Friday, and I finally got a reaction.
Oh wow.
I had to start the conversation though, but at least I got a reaction.
Yeah.
So this will probably be my last week of working, and I'm very happy with that.
That's good. So if it's not been a good time, it's end up being better.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you should stop doing it, and it also means if it's work, then just don't do it. Your company doesn't need anyone that isn't motivated, and I'll probably just torture myself more if I stay there.
Yeah. I'm good. Glad you're able to make that move. It's not always easy to kind of. Well, you can decide it, but it's not always easy to go ahead and go, right, that's it, I'm going to quit.
Yeah, exactly. I was very nervous, I gotta admit that. But then he made me angry through some email, and I was like, okay, you know what? This is the time. I wanted to have a normal conversation, but we're just gonna be like this. So I sent an email on Friday, and then today I was like, "Hey, I haven't heard from you. Did you see it?"
Hmm. Yeah, it's important they respond because otherwise they can kind of try and suggest if they've not received it and drag it out.
Yeah, and I was like, "Okay, I sent this, I sent this email like 5 days ago. You could probably just try to respond. Just say something."
Hmm.
But he reacted normally to when I texted him, so that's good. At least I got a reaction.
Yeah. Yeah. What kind of work did you want to move into after leaving there?
I'm not sure yet. I've decided I'll go look for another job somewhere around April
Okay.
because I have early summer break.
Hmm.
This I'm redoing the second year of my school,
Okay.
but the thing is, in the second year we have to do an internship of like 3 months, I think, and
Right.
I already passed that one last year, so I don't have to do it. So in April I will be free from school,
Oh, nice.
and then I will just look into a job that suits me better. Maybe even the same work, I don't mind, but just another company.
Yeah. Well, if you enjoyed what you were doing, you just didn't like the place itself or the people, then yes,
Yeah,
hopefully you can find another place that's even better.
yeah, exactly. So of course I'm looking for things that I do like, but then again I'm like, okay, there's no rush. I can wait until April.
Oh, that's good.
How are you guys?
Yeah, I'm sort of doing pretty good. It's been a little bit quiet for work at the moment, but fortunately, I do still have a job. They were looking at letting people go before Christmas, but
Oh,
thankfully I was important enough.
yeah, that's really scary when you hear the news about people needing to be let go of,
Hmm.
especially when you like your job.
Yeah, yeah, I do like my job. It's a little bit quiet at the moment, but we're kind of waiting for things to kick off because we deal with plants and we're still growing the plants at the moment before we actually start shipping them. So it's always quiet, sort of beginning of the year, and then it gets busier and busier and busier. And then
Yeah, I can understand.
hmm.
it's winter, so not many plants will, grow like the right ways, and people are less interested in plants. They just want winter to get over with, and then spring comes around, and then especially summer, I think.
Yeah, I think because we sell our plants to like the big retailers, so like the big garden centres where the public will buy their plants.
Yeah,
We tend to be like a few weeks ahead of what the market is. So we do have a bit of sort of start selling a little bit earlier, and when we get to summer, all those big stores already have their plants in stock. So it does get a little bit quieter like midsummer, but then at that point we kind of get ready to start selling on any of the autumn plants. So it's always good. There's always a busy time coming up that we have to prepare for.
yeah,
We've got a big sort of system change coming up. Where we're changing all the computer systems over to this new one, but we don't know when that's going to happen. So we're just kind of waiting for the management to say yes, we want to change it. Go ahead.
yeah.
Oh wow, need to get
I
all
missed
the
the
way
whole
home.
thing.
By the way, how do you like the sound of my mic right now?
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, this is my new wireless headset, the Hello Kitty one. I'll send a picture in your
Oh,
Discord server. It looks really epic.
it sounds really good for a headset. Normally, you don't get that kind of quality unless you've got a special mic, a separate mic.
Yeah, this mic is like in the ear things, so it doesn't have like I don't know how you call it, like one mic you pull out. Or
Hmm.
let's see, I send a picture in the general chat of
Oh,
Discord.
yep, I see that. Just been kicked from the server, coming back in.
Yeah.
That's a really cool headset.
Yeah, it's really epic. But I was kind of surprised because I was reading some reviews about this headset, and someone decided to just recorded their voice with his mic to just make sure that people know what it sounds like. And I was really, really surprised.
Hmm.
Ja, zo dat ligt daar waarschijnlijk in mijn bakkers.
No, that is really good sound for a headset.
Nog best die andere aan. Oh, die staat ook niet. Yeah, it's a nice headset. And she also has like a cabled laser one, which isn't Hello Kitty, but a normal cat.
Okay, yeah.
But I'll be using that one more now.
Hmm.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Nick.
Marrying with your trash can hat.
Those are life goals, honestly.
Marrying the doctor.
Oh, missing the wedding. Come on, load up, load up.
One of the people I did like when I still streamed Twitch was a girl that played Stardew.
Oh yeah.
Mm. And she did her first playthrough. And she wanted to have a spouse.
Okay.
And she didn't really like Harvey as a character. But she did marry him anyway because she just like checked. Okay, he is whatever. He's just a teen at school, and he's this and he's that.
Hmm.
And Harvey was a doctor. So he would bring a lot of income with him when she would marry him. Her only reason. The fun thing is they don't give you anything when you marry them, except that they water your crops. You can marry who you want. They don't give
As a matter of fact, they ask you for money.
Hmm.
Abigail never did.
Right.
No, I know Alex does at some point.
Yeah, for the fee, yeah?
Yeah, I was forced to know 13 event.
Yeah. Someone must click, or maybe next. But that's
She's watching her
yeah,
wedding.
take your time, take it. I've been married at least 12 times now in Stardew.
Oh
All
wow.
to the same.
I've been married a lot of times in Stardew with a lot of different characters.
I always marry the same one.
This is my
But,
first.
Yay!
yeah,
First
It's
match.
I remember my first. That was very
I remember my
epic.
first time too. It was the same as my last. I've never tried any other characters. I'm a bit. That's in games when like a lot of people like to try different routes and which is like normal, but I can be very like when I like playing a game a certain way, I just repeat myself after and after.
Yeah, you have a certain way you like to play it.
Yeah, I'm not, and I'm literally officially not on the spectrum. Like they had they. I'm not joking. They had me tested because of some, but they said I was not.
No, that's fair enough.
The only difference it makes to me is that if I was, the government would give me some extra money for something. That's how the Dutch government works. If you got a label, they pay you for it. So I was like, yo, I don't care, nothing will change who I am.
Yeah,
They give me a label, I will get like a certain percentage of like different, like a different healthcare plan, etc. Because I was like, fine, give me the.
that's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, the doctors were very much about that. Probably had autism or whatever, so they had me tested. And I tested negative on all aspects, and I was like, okay. When I test negative on all aspects, how can you like push it so hard? Like you probably did something wrong. But yeah, I don't like it. I don't know.
It depends what they're testing for, and whether it's something if you gave responses or behaved a certain way because that's how you thought you should be behaving, and maybe that kind of shows up the negative, or yeah, you just have certain elements that don't match everything else.
Yeah, I used to have like a anxiety, disorder, like with a lot of fear, nowhere coming, and panic attacks. Still do, but now I got it like completely under control. When I was 16, I didn't. Like for like 5, it took me. Let me check. When did I think I was like under control? Like it took me about 8 years to get it under control and not dictate my life.
Oh, okay.
And somewhere near the end of the road, one of the psychiatrists was like, "Yo, you probably are like on the autistic spectrum because you, how do you say, like, yeah, prikkels in Dutch, like sensors, like when you talk to me or I smell you or I see you, that does something to you. In Dutch, we say prikkels.
Okay.
How do you say?
Overstimulated.
Yeah, but simulate, like, how do you call it when I don't. You understand me? Like information coming in,
Yeah.
and sometimes people with autism can have like difficulty with too many of information getting in.
Yeah, it's like a sensory overload sort of thing.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So the doctors were like, you probably have that. Like after 8 years, they decided it was that, which it wasn't, and then it wasn't.
So I do know you can have there is an actual name for the disorder. But yeah, it's yeah, you can have like a sensory overload kind of condition, but there's like a big crossover between autism and sensory issues, and typically like 90% of people with autism also have the sensory issues, but like maybe like 20% of people with sensory issues are autistic, if that makes sense. So there's an overlap, and typically if you're one, you could be the other, but not necessarily.
Yeah, I had neither. My panic attacks came from somewhere else, like psychology, like some psychology things. But what I can tell you is like after that, I think it took me ages, let's say 6, yeah, 24, when I had like panic attacks under control and I could like sit in a plane or a bus or a classroom or a shop or whatever without, wanting to puke and flee. It was not fun
No.
for 8 years.
So I marry Harvey, and on the first day, he already let me down.
Oh.
He did
Divorce.
what?
My crops.
In water.
He didn't water?
He only watered half my crops.
He watered. That, like I said, I've done endgame 12 times now. I've done 12 rounds in this game, and I've never had him water on day one. Never.
You should have tried marrying Victor then.
Maybe or Harvey.
Or Harvey, yes.
Victor is one of my least favorite variables from. I like everything about the mod, but for me there's something off about that family.
It's really, really
It's not
weird.
even about Victor, but it's his mother too. Like both of them are marriable, and I kind of not. I don't hate them like I hate some other characters. But there's something off about those two. Like they say there's like a secret ending to like, you can like have 10 hearts with multiple
Yeah, you can get.
That's
people, right? Yeah. And you can also have with all of them. And if you have that, you get a special cutscene with all of them at the same time.
Okay. Yeah.
And it depends. You can have two different versions. One is where they're all very angry at you, and the other one is where if you have like a rabbit's foot which brings luck in your pocket, they will immediately forgive you and start gossiping about the mayor.
Right.
But there seems to like you've got these two bachelors, which is from one of the mods we have, the expansion mods. It's Victor and his mother, Olivia,
Right.
and both are marriable.
Okay.
And there seems to be a special event if you are dating both at the same time, and I think that's very weird.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did read something about there's a special event if you get both Emily and her sister Hayley up to the 10 hearts.
I wouldn't know, but I believe you. That sounds like something this game would do.
Yeah, if you get them both up to it, then you visit their house, so they live together, and then something happens.
Yeah, I've seen videos about those kind of situations when I was younger. Let's not discuss that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's a mod for it somewhere.
You wouldn't believe the kind of mod we found.
Yeah. Some are just really, really special.
What's the name of that one black scientist? He's very well known.
Was it
I
Neil?
like it.
Neil deGrasse?
Yes. There's this mod that makes what's the black dude in this game called? Demetrius. You can literally delete him from the game and change him from the dude whose name you just said.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I like him. He's a cool scientist.
Yeah, I like him too. I used to watch a lot of his videos about space. I don't know. I don't even know if he does other topics scientifically besides space, but I know him from like space.
Yeah, I know he's definitely an astrophysicist, but I don't know what else he would do.
Yeah, it's a smart dude. It just makes the game a bit weird when you have all these pixelated pictures and then you have one like it's not even him made in Stardew style. It's literally Demetrius Porter's changed from real life pictures of that dude.
Oh right.
But it looks a bit silly.
Yeah, it's probably just, I can see it not really fitting very well. Ooh, mysterious adventure's been fulfilled.
You met.
Yeah, a lot of money.
I know you
Nice.
haven't done much in the social part of Stardew, but have you met Pam?
I think so.
You know who Pam is? Like the middle-aged lady that drinks a lot.
Yes, I've got quite a few hearts with her actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of Pam mods. Like, and I don't. Besides the not safe for work ones, there's literally mods to make Pam into anything. You can literally change your farm animals into Pams.
Right,
You can change your farmhouse into a giant Pam head. You can
right.
change.
No, you can only change her house into a giant pen.
Ik heb ook farmhuis zien.
Oh,
You can change like houses, like buildings into Pams. You can change animals into Pams. You can change your horse into a Pam.
you can change scarecrows into pens.
Scarecrows into Pams. I actually kind of want to do that.
Hmm.
But you can literally have everything Pam in this game.
Wow.
They are obsessed with Pam.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
how weird.
But you can literally make any bachelorette nude.
Hmm.
There's there was one I was checking like what did people do with Abigail, the one I always marry, and it's literally one person that rewrote all of her dialogue
Right.
into sex talk.
Oh, okay.
So she is not able to say anything that's not about sexual whatever like.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of mods like that.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me.
You have a really, really, really weird Penny mod. Where she is a bodybuilder
A naked bodybuilder.
Okay.
and
You have fart sex scenes with her instead of her normal cutscenes.
Oh.
Who writes that? You know?
Yeah. Well, it's obviously the same people that would probably write teen fan fiction, I suppose.
Yeah, but like, you buy this game of all games, which is quite relaxed and fun and wholesome in my opinion, and then you like,
you just make that.
yeah, you make that.
Hmm.
I mean, people making weird mods in other games, I understand, but this game is just so not.
Yeah. Maybe they take extra pleasure from turning something wholesome into that.
I mean, honestly, with Sims, I'm not surprised. Sims for me was always a game that
Kinda weird.
brings out the worst in people.
Yeah.
I mean, killing people was my favorite. You would think as a child who played like Medal of Honor and Halo and got like all from when they came out, I had other options to kill things, but no, I started up Sims too.
Hmm.
Kill more people. And GTA, it's like I had all these games that were meant to kill, and then I would play Sims to kill.
Yeah, I think so. Everyone's sort of done at least the trap a sim, delete the door, and sort of see what
Yeah,
happens.
watch them starve. It's fun.
Hmm.
Like my main thing in like the older Sims, you didn't like. I think in 4, you have like gravestones as objects.
Yeah.
In the how do you say to how do you say? You can just like get them.
Hmm.
But in Sims 2, which was I never played 3 because my computer couldn't handle it at the time. But in 2, you couldn't get like a gravestone from a shop. But I wanted to make like this Victorian Gothic house with a graveyard in the backyard. How do you achieve that?
Yeah.
By killing a lot of people.
Hmm.
I like Sims.
Yes, but yes. Whether you need graves, you make your own graves.
Huh. If I ever stream Sims, you will never find me on that platform ever.
Hmm.
I've modded my Sims in a way that's no brainer.
Yeah, it's no longer friendly for stream, I suppose.
Far from.
Yeah, it seems to be a thing that sort of a lot of games. If you can mod a game, someone out there's made a sex mod.
Yes, but I gotta say, those in Sims 4 are very detailed.
Hmm.
in a way, that's like the movements are almost like, how do you say, um, like with modern games, how they do like motion tracking.
Okay.
They're like very detailed. Like I'm
But
like, yeah,
you've got very accurate character movement.
extremely.
Hmm.
Like more than like the regular game has with walking or cooking. It's insane.
That's
And
but
like I know with most modern games that are very realistic in movement, I know it's literally the moves from, let's say Mortal Kombat are like movement tracks from like real martial artists, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And these Sims sexual positions are, yeah, ask Lisa. That's very, very, very detailed.
Yes.
Same with like I've got this mod which I love. Like I'm very rich in The Sims because you can only make so much with normal jobs.
Yeah.
When you own a strip club, you make a lot of money.
Yes.
And the dancing like the dancing movements are like like very good. But like this is not the developing team from EA, you know.
No.
This is some dude that made a mod.
I think I found that on a few occasions, modders tend to put more time and effort into a mod than the original game developers. Or at least
Yeah.
for smaller features. Like, if you say like that sex mod, they're only working on that one thing and they put everything into it.
Not one thing.
Hmm.
I'm not even exaggerating when it comes to straight, there's options for everything when it comes to like male female.
Hmm.
I'm not even exaggerating when in my mod alone, and there's probably add-ons, but in like the vanilla mod, you know, quote unquote, because mods never are vanilla. There's like 300 positions.
Oh wow.
That's right? 300?
I didn't count.
A lot. Well, toch?
Yeah.
And think of a like obscurity, like something to do. It's there. Literally is. And they made it so it goes with all furniture and stuff. You know, everything's possible.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're obviously very passionate about what they're working on.
Yes, and I also own a mod where you, like, if you keep installing mods and finding ones that work great together, you know, then you can do like magnificent things, and you know, like so in my current Sims game, I'm very rich because I own one strip club, which makes a lot of money. Then I own a female brothel, which is also with some mods a possibility.
Oh wow. Okay.
But that's the fun thing in this game, is that the moment you okay. So I found a kind of loophole to get very rich,
Right.
which is very not safe for work. I mean, do you mind on stream? I mean, I can stop talking weird things. if you
No,
want.
you carry on. Sort of, as long as you're not too graphic about it.
So, like in Stardew, you know, it gets a little bit graphic. But like, do you mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like in Stardew, I can, by the way, like change mods a little bit because with my, like, how do you say, very small knowledge of like, say coding, whatever.
Yeah.
Stardew is easy than Sims. At least for me, Sims is difficult.
Right. Yeah.
And the brothel mod or the prostitution mod has like set prices
Right.
for oral, vaginal, and anal stuff.
Okay.
And in the order I just said is also the prices, like oral cheapest, anal most expensive.
Yeah.
And so I made a female brothel because that's the stereotypical thing we know.
Hmm.
And there's a 1 out of 3 chance to get the most expensive version.
Right.
So then I was like, I want more money. So I'm gonna make a male brothel because they don't offer female part.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll take out the middle price
Ah. That's
and
good
have
thinking.
them have them unless they serve as women, but
Hmm.
and then that's when I made bank
Ah.
in Sims. Like I started the game, I took a job as a painter because I always tried to be at Sims. I always at first tried to stay close to myself because it is the Sims, and
Yeah.
then we get weird. So I made about enough money to buy a property to start a brothel, and then I got enough money to make it a male brothel, like to get some stuff, and then I made it a male brothel,
Hmm.
and then I'm averaged on like 800,000 sim dollars a day,
Oh wow.
and then the game got like boring.
Right.
It's like I could have just as well cheated.
Hmm. Yeah. I suppose if you make a game too easy, then you kind of lose some of the challenge and the fun.
Yeah, but it's entertaining. Like I think you are in my Sims.
Okay.
You
Not in
don't
the,
work there, no worries.
Got to ask if I work in the mail brothel.
No, you don't.
Okay.
No one. You try to make like stereotypical, yeah, gay fantasies. Let's say like
Hmm.
got like how do you say? I've got like a very muscled fireman and
Oh yeah. Yeah. Your
a
typical kind of.
soldier and whatever,
Hmm.
stereotypical tough guys in fireman helmets, tongs, and boot,
Yeah.
and they make a lot of money. I have got one friend who I tend to make everyone I know, even like there's a big chance the moment I found your stream and I was like, this dude, I'm gonna check out more.
Yeah.
I made you in my Sims. That's how I make like everything I know because the more you make, the more fill your cities and stuff.
Hmm. I suppose it makes it quite unique and sort of rich with life.
Yeah, I like that. That's why I like Sims 3 a lot. That it's a really open world. There's like no loading screens, but you can literally walk around on the street. You don't load from building to building, they say, but the thing is my computer couldn't handle 3.
Right.
And then I had a good enough computer, and then Sims 4 came out, and I happily downloaded the newest version there was, and then they got back to the Sims 2 mechanics of just going from door to door with loading screens.
Hmm. Yeah, they might have had the general issue that you had, that a lot of people couldn't run it very well.
I've heard so, yes. I've heard that it was too much for its time, little.
Yeah, some games are like that. They try and do something a bit more ahead, and sort of not everyone has the computers to deal with it.
Yes, I definitely. I can probably learn Sims 3 now, but I don't really feel like going back in one title.
Hmm.
But I try to keep it like, how do you say? Um, let's say people I used to know from school are in like one house. I always make a house with myself and Lisa and
Yeah.
a lot of pets and stuff. And then I make my parents and then I make some other people. And then I've got like 8 good friends. I put them all in the same house. And then you probably are in my streamer house.
Okay, that's cool.
I've got 2 streamer houses. I know a male and a female one, so you don't live with Amaranth.
Right.
I made Amaranth too.
Hmm.
And she doesn't even work in my strip club, but she's rich.
Yeah.
That was just suck. Like I've got a lot of business mods I like. There's a lot of stuff. I've got like drugs mod too. It's fun.
Hmm.
I literally have a mod that can make marijuana plantations and med labs and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And then I found a prison mod, which is something I like to try. And you can build a prison and you can put prisoners in,
Oh, nice.
manage those. But the only problem with it was, and I angrily deleted it immediately, is that it's they say the game it has been written like the prison system is a normal occupation, a job,
Oh, okay.
and both the police officers and the guards and the prisoners are all just written as they are working there. So for all day you are managing prisoners doing prisoner things, and then it's 6 p.m. and they all go home. And,
Yeah.
and it took a bit like the whole idea away, and then I just deleted the mod and I was like, yeah, we ain't doing this.
Yeah, it's a cool idea, but yeah, they just made a job and called it prison.
Basically, yes, and they wrote what the prisoners would do, which was like sitting in a cell and whatever, and they literally made uniforms and stuff, but then at 6 a.m., p.m., they just went home. That's not how a prison works.
No. I know sort of some prison systems are a little bit lax, but they're not that lax.
No.
No, I remember the only Sims I really dabbled in, like trying to add stuff to, was probably Sims 2. I remember trying to mod that and sort of look at the files. Went, okay, I reckon I can do something with this, and sort of change a couple of bits here and there, but I never really got very far.
And did you play others?
Yeah, I played a little bit of Sims 3 and a little bit of Sims 4, but
It Sims 3?
yeah, I played all the Sims.
You could run Sims 3.
I'm pretty sure I could. Yeah,
I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I couldn't run it.
yeah. I didn't because I sort of ended up with I think for the first Sims I ended up with pretty much every expansion pack for the Sims 1, and then Sims 2 I bought a few but didn't get very far with it. And then Sims 3 I didn't get any expansions. Sims 4 didn't buy any expansions.
Well, like with me, like I think I didn't buy Sims 1 when it was new, so I think I bought a version that had like like an ultimate version or whatever, like
Oh yeah,
Game
all
of the
the
Year version, how do you call it? I had the expansions.
hmm.
Sims 2, I think I only had the expansion that adds pets,
Right.
which I mean, I always had the thing for animals. I like it. Sims 3, I wasn't able to play, so I didn't have expansions. And 4, I have all expansions.
Oh.
Yeah. That's in Dutch, I don't know if it's an English saying too, but in Dutch we say let's keep it in the middle. Let's not discuss. If I got those legally,
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
because if you want to legally have all expansions for Sims, you pay about 800 euros,
Yeah.
and that's never been my plan.
No, that's a lot of money to give to one game company.
Have you ever seen the price to have all expansions from Train Simulator?
I think I have actually. Yeah, because I looked at it. I thought I like trains. Maybe I'll. Because I think I ended up with like the base game for Train Simulator. And I thought, what's the extras? And like, just buying one train is expensive just to have one train extra.
But isn't it like 9k to have everything?
I think the last time I looked, there was a special offer, and it was a few hundred still. So even on offer, it's costs a lot.
I tried to less than legally obtain Train Simulator 2, but not two as a number, but like I try to play it, but I never found a working copy online
Ah.
because I like trains.
Hmm.
I mean, I used to get anxiety attacks in them, but there's something about playing with trains I always like.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems to be that there is a certain thing about trains that sort of becomes quite not sure what you would say exciting, but sort of it's quite maybe peaceful or sort of a bit of order to it. 'Cause, I especially kind of got hooked on like Lego trains, kind of building the train out of the bricks, and then applying the power and just letting it go around the track. So you had the added element of actually constructing it in the first place. But I've always loved some form of train.
I used to have a teacher in high school, economy teacher that was into model trains, and he literally told me about spending 1,100 euros on one model.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I wouldn't do that, but you know, he
Yeah,
loved it.
yeah. I suppose if you're into collecting and into the models, and you want to get the certain like limited versions. But yeah, I can see it being a very expensive hobby.
Mm.
I always wanted like the model trains, but then I saw the prices and how much space you needed, and no, I'm happy with what I have.
Yeah, same. Well, I have none, but I don't think I even own any. Maybe I have some Harry Potter Lego from when the first movie came out somewhere.
Hmm.
Maybe that was something.
Yeah,
Probably not made that in extreme bulk.
yeah. So this Lego does hold quite a good value, especially any of the branded Legos. If it's to do with a film or a certain brand, sort of it'll hold value.
I would have loved to have Lord of the Rings Lego, but I never did.
Hmm.
Did they ever do Minas Tirith, you know? Like the White City?
I don't think they did. No.
Because they did Helm's Deep, and that one looked epic.
Hmm.
Well,
can't
did they
recall.
do? Because I've seen it on YouTube, someone who made the whole battle scene of Helm's Deep, but maybe he did it just from like black bricks he found. But
It might be. There's a huge community that will just build models, sort of just off their own skill.
that's why I wondered, like, the fact I've seen it doesn't mean it was official, you know?
Hmm.
I hope so.
Yeah, I
Is
know
it-
they. I can't recall too many of the sets. They possibly did. I know the most sets from any real kind of brand is either Harry Potter or Star Wars. I don't think
That's,
any,
a
any
lot.
yeah. There isn't really many other brands that have as many models or as bigger models. But you got the entirety of the Hogwarts in pieces, like several sets you put together to make the entire of Hogwarts School.
Epic.
But again, yeah, you're spending a lot of money per model, and you're only getting a fraction of the school each time.
Yeah, like I said, like uh, a girl from my class, her boyfriend had the Titanic, and I've heard like he paid like 900 for that.
Oh yeah, I can believe that.
I don't have that money.
The thing is that the Titanic is you need quite a big table. It's kind of, I think it's probably about 4 foot long. Probably like 2 meters, maybe at most.
Who?
Yeah, it's a very long model.
Yeah. In one way, I think it's cool, but I would never spend that kind of money. Especially like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars are things, and Harry Potter's are things I like. But Titanic, I don't like that movie.
No. It
You
looks
like it?
cool, but so it was okay. But I wouldn't. As cool as the ship looks, as well as a model, it's not worth the money or the space.
No, like the film. Did you like the film?
I thought the film was okay. It's not something I'd watch out of choice, but I've seen it.
There's one scene I like, and it's that one jumping, he drinking whiskey or something, jumping from the ship to, he doesn't want to drown, he rather dies, by jumping, and then he hits his head against a very big rotator. I like that scene. That's it.
Yeah, there's a few cool moments in that movie, but overall it's it seems to lack. But I suppose it was the kind of the film that made Leonardo DiCaprio. And he kind of went on to make a lot better films.
I kind of fell asleep in the beginning of that movie, and then I woke up to the action.
Ah, you probably saw the best part then.
Yeah, I saw Titanic like an action movie instead of some boring romance thingy.
I don't like films that are meant to be sad. What do we gain from that?
Yeah, some people like to have a reason to cry, I suppose.
I don't get it. I mean, I understand, but not for me.
No.
I don't care when people die in films. It's when animals die in films.
Same.
Same, I
Yeah.
can't stand that. I usually even check like if any animal die in movies before I start watching one.
Same. There's a good side for that, eh?
Yeah, there's a really good side. Does the dog die?
And it tells other stuff too. Like everything that can be a trigger, it tells you, but
Yeah, it tells you about like if you whether there's racism in the movie or whether there's mental health issues.
mutilation.
Oh. That's be quite useful, yeah. If you know certain things you really want to avoid and you just don't know if the film has it.
Yeah, very
Should
specific.
I send you a link?
Yeah, send the link. It'd be good to kind of check a few films with it.
Very specific. Like some people, they don't mind like something happening to, let's say, and someone's face, but they can't stand someone, doing like torture to, let's say, fingers or whatever.
Right,
It
yeah.
literally says, is there like finger mutilation? Is there eye mutilation? Is there leg mutilation? Is there choking? Is there
Oh, wow.
drowning? Is there anything you might not like?
Yeah.
They
They put up a warning, and lots of people will just vote. Like if there's a yes, you should probably just avoid the scene. If there's a no, the movie is safe about that specific topic.
Yeah. Sometimes though, people like to vote random crap.
Right.
Yeah, but then someone else will just answer. Like okay, this is bullshit. No one's doing this.
Okay, so it relies on a community of people to verify it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
that's a really, really awesome thing, considering so many people have PTSD and have been through so much different trauma.
Yeah.
Like, having something like that is just awesome.
Yeah, because you might have had something happen to you personally in the past, like you say, for instance, fingers. You might have had something where your fingers got mutilated and you just left scars, and you mentally, you'd rather not be reminded of that.
And then you go to that website and yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So even the URL is pretty cool. It doesthedogdie.com.
Yeah. I like with literally every movie or show that I'm about to watch, I'll just check them on Does the Dog Die?
Sometimes out of fun we check random stuff like SpongeBob, and you can be surprised what they.
Well, I mean, there are some SpongeBob scenes that are really, really gross.
Yeah, that's why it's fun to read about it on Does the Dog Die.
It's like anything is on there, so even SpongeBob or even Peppa Pig.
Also, like they've got like every animals, not every in the world, but like a lot of questions are: does the like they start with does the dog die? Does the horse die? Does the cat die?
Hmm.
And if all those are no, there's also does a animal die? And if that one's also no, then I watch.
Okay. Well, that's
And
cool.
some other stuff I don't really need to see.
And for the people that hate bugs, there's even a bugs warning. You know, like, are there any bugs in the movie
Oh.
or other insects?
Yeah, I suppose if you really didn't want to see spiders or bugs or really creeps you out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, literally everything has a warning. I think they have over like close to 100 warnings on them.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
And of course,
So
most movies don't have all of them.
Hmm.
I wonder if one exists, and I'm not gonna watch it.
You find
They,
the most
Hmm?
triggering movie out there.
I've seen the Serbian film, you know.
Hmm.
That had a lot of warnings. The only warnings it didn't have was that no animals died in that
Nothing
movie.
animal related.
Hmm.
You know about the film?
I'm not sure you might have mentioned before.
The Serbian film?
Yeah, I know you've talked about some films in sort of from other countries, but I can't remember which ones.
Oh, it's not a film from Serbia. The name is a Serbian
Oh
film.
right, you might still have mentioned it.
He probably has because
Hmm.
does talk about it a lot.
Let's say there's two movies in my life I never want to watch again.
Hmm.
This one's a very solid number one.
Hmm.
I can take a lot of gore and stuff. I'm not a very big fan. I gotta say, I don't really need gore in my films, but I can take it. And this was normal. Do you know what snuff is?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that's some kind of like sexual themed torture.
Yeah.
And this film takes it far. Like
Right.
extremely not fun. Like
Yeah, it is a snuff film.
it's fake,
Yeah, that's good.
but there's a very infamous scene. I will like I said like even if you say you can say it like with the Sims, I will not repeat what happens. But yeah, not
You
good.
shouldn't mention.
No, it's not fun. It's literally it's the think of the most the like depraved things people can do sex scenes with, and you're not close to what they are showing.
Ah.
It's and it's not meant to glorify it, I think, but still, it's not fun to watch.
Is it sort of that kind of thing is more for like a shock to kind of shock you and disgust you and
Yeah, yeah,
give you those feelings?
yeah, basically. But like, yeah,
I was once reading about really messed up movies,
Yeah.
and then I came to an article that said that Charlie Sheen was once watching a film and then called the cops because he thought he was literally watching a real snuff film.
Oh wow.
And the creators of that movie really had a hard time, proving like, okay, this was fake,
Hmm.
already
And even if like someone like Charlie Sheen thinks that might be real, then I definitely don't want to see it. I kind of expect Charlie Sheen to know about film.
The other film I never want to see again in my life is Sound of Music.
So completely different.
But it was traumatizing.
Hmm.
My uncle is the type of person that when something's free, you gotta he never can get like let's say there's a place like some stores in my country have like a free soda machine, you know.
Right.
He drinks till he bursts.
Right. Okay.
Gotta make use. If you get something offered free, you gotta make use to it till like to the max until
Yeah.
it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I'm more like let's try to stay comfortable. And for some time, he went to a gym
Right.
where you could also, if you went to the gym, borrow 2 DVDs a week. Me and my cousins were first forced to watch them, because they were free.
Right.
He preferred it even if we watched the 2 movies every day from the week until he, sent them back.
Right. Okay.
None of them was Sound of Music, and I think it was even extended version. It was like 3.5 hours.
Oh wow.
Me and my cousin were on the PlayStation playing some Tekken, and then he came home and he was like, "We're gonna watch this film I took with me." And I was like, I want to play PlayStation. No, you're gonna watch this film, and then we had but forced to watch 3.5 hours of Sound of Music, and I just can't.
Nah. I think that'll put anyone off.
And I know this kind of sounds weird, going from snuff to Sound of Music.
Hmm. Well, I suppose whatever's disturbing to you.
I really, really laughed the first time Jeffrey mentioned this to me. I was like,
Yeah, but the worst part is that he literally told me that yeah, but the first half is a bit boring and whatever, but then it will get good. He said because it's going to become a war movie, and I like war movies.
Hmm.
And yeah, there were some Germans involved and whatever, but it was still very slow and very much singing. But he said it will at some point you will like it. So I kept waiting and waiting, and then the ending, how to say the titles
Yeah. The credits rolled at the end.
credits rolled, and I was like this was horrifying.
there's
Yeah.
a couple of things I never want to see in my life again.
Sound of Music.
I haven't seen that one. I'm never going to watch that one. Yeah, I also have a list of things I never want to watch, and Sound of Music is on there.
Hmm.
Serbian film is also on there. But I don't want to rewatch El Hoyo because when you know the plot,
I
Hmm.
it
could
isn't as
rewatch it.
good. Like it's a good movie, but when you know the plot, it's kind of ruined to watch it some
Okay.
other time.
Hmm.
Some movies are just like that. They're really good, like Midsummer or El Hoyo, but when you know the whole surprise effect gone.
Yeah. I suppose unless it's entertaining to that point, and it doesn't matter if you already know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Sometimes you go, well, I know what's going to happen, but I want to enjoy the ride and sort of see how the characters progress through it.
yeah, and both Midsummer and El Hoyo, they are really good movies. But
Hmm.
once you know what is going to happen, you feel like, okay, I know, so I probably will get bored watching it some
Right.
other time again.
Hmm.
Both are horror films, by the way.
Yes.
So you also have to like horror.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned Nix doesn't like horror, right? Or am I?
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I don't like horror. I'm quite happy watching true crime, but horror is just off limits for me.
Yeah. You prefer to watch things about real people getting killed and not fake ones.
Yeah, at least let the people die for real, okay?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, like
seriously, if they're going to be that dumb, they deserve to be dead.
fair enough.
But for real, like true crimes are something that just, are so much more interesting at some point.
Yeah, because like the way the crime happened and the reason for the crime happening, if it were to be written into an actual fictional story, they'd go, that's too far-fetched, no one will believe it.
Yeah. There was also this animated movie. I'm not sure what it's called in English. It's about rabbits and it's absolutely horrible.
Oh no, Watership Down is awful.
Yes, yes, that one. I never ever want to see that again.
The thing is, that's one of the ones that a lot of parents put on for their children, going, oh, it's fine, it's a movie about bunnies, without realising just how horrific that film is.
Yeah, people really needed doesthedogdie.com for that
Mm.
movie, honestly.
You know, I've never seen it.
Yeah, keep it that way.
Don't, it is completely scarring.
It also it isn't that good.
Like I know about it, but my father has read the book when he was younger, so he knew it wasn't a children's movie when it came out.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, you're lucky. I
So,
watched it no thinking it was a children's movie. It was an animated movie about rabbits. What could go wrong? Well,
You know what's a film I wanna rewatch, which traumatized me as a child, but still was my favorite film as a child. You know, I've got an obsession with Captain Hook, right?
yeah.
Which I really liked when I just met you and you were uh,
Yeah.
busy doing this thing as Captain Hook.
Hmm.
But as a child, I loved him. I literally slept under a very big wall painting made by my mother from Captain Hook. But you had this film in called Pen. You know that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, with Robin Williams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with adult Peter Pan, and I loved that film as a child. But there was this one scene, and I don't even remember what he did, but some pirate did something Captain Hook didn't like, and he was getting punished, and he was pulled into this box or coffin or whatever, and it was filled with scorpions afterwards, and he kept screaming like
Hmm.
very horrifying. And as a child, it was traumatizing to see someone in so much fear. Do you like remember the scene or not?
Vaguely, yeah.
As a child, it was so horrifying that my father literally he took this was VCR times.
Hmm.
He took like the VCR, he recorded it on a new VCR,
Right.
then stopped recording before that scene, and
Okay.
started recording again after that scene, so I could watch the movie in peace.
Ah.
that's nice.
Yes,
Hmm.
but now I'm a bit older, and I rewatched that scene and it wasn't that bad. I
Yeah.
do gotta say the acting of the complete fear
Hmm.
was quite good. And I mean, what we're talking about, I was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to
Things feels
watch
a
it.
lot bigger.
Yeah, I want to watch it in its whole again. But now I know it was Robin Williams. I don't know why. I know he's very popular. And I probably can recognize he's a good actor, but he and I he always made me feel uncomfortable for some reason. I don't like the man.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Hmm.
It just makes me feel weird. His type of behavior, I don't know. He was maybe he was too. I don't know what's about it. I just don't like the man.
Hmm.
I'm
Well,
gonna go brush my teeth and give Ozzy some food. I'll be right back.
Okay.
light. I mean, I know he died from suicide,
Yeah.
and that shows. He was a comedian. He was someone that was known for being happy and funny.
The unfortunate thing is a lot of comedians do end up dying from suicide because they become jokers to make sure that other people are happy while they're not.
That's sad.
Hmm.
What I didn't even.
Iron Maiden made a song about his suicide. Apparently, they were fans.
Oh right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's got Tears of the Clown.
Oh, I'll have to listen to that.
Yeah, it's from the Book of Souls, I think, like the 2016 album. I think they were fans and they were quite shocked about his death and how and why it happened, so they made a song about it. Like, it's quite a suitable name, you know, Tears of the Clown.
Yeah. Well, yes, I suppose that's the thing. I think the Tears of the Clown is kind of, as a phrase, and generally it's not kind of expected. You always expect a clown to be happy. You don't realise that they probably is a sadness under there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do sort of, as Nick says, sort of you find a lot of people that are the Joker, always kind of happy and cracking jokes and really funny, or when there's no people around, are quite sad.
Yeah, I've known those IRL.
Hmm.
How you say so, like, yeah, those. I think like from like all my like, I grew up with like 6 boys, you know. All I was at my grandmother, like like me and my cousins together. Like my grandmother's grandson, we were with 6.
Yeah.
And the youngest one was always the how do you say the one entertaining everyone when we were all visiting or on vacation. He was always the middle of attention, and
Hmm.
he took a lot of acting classes, and he had a lot of friends, and he was always any party was like the center of attention.
Hmm.
And he killed himself when he was 18.
Oh wow.
Fun fact about his funeral
Hmm.
that there were 4 of his girlfriends there, and they all thought they were the one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a bit awkward, but yeah, what you gonna do? Yeah, yeah, it wasn't a fun experience, but that part made me laugh.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm exaggerating with 4, but at least 3.
Hmm.
But yeah, everyone that came there thought they were his special best friend, and there were like 30 people who said that, and there were like 600 people at the whole funeral. Like people had to stand outside of like the ceremony place room,
Yeah.
and with the doors open to listen, because you know he was this entertainer and always trying to make everyone happy and dance classes, and he was always doing things, you know, and then he killed himself.
Hmm.
Well, first he tried. He didn't actually like kill himself in a way, but he did. He started doing like suicide attempts,
Right.
and then he started doing so much drugs that he just yeah, at some point didn't wake up.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. I don't know if it was an overdose, but he just at first like suicidal behavior, and then just like living without any restraints of like safety and health, you know.
Yeah. It became quite self-destructive and just didn't.
He actually died from MDMA, which is a very happy drug, as you might know. You know.
Yeah.
He died of a overdose of MDMA in his brain. Like his brain was all dried up because of it, and then he did wake up one day.
Oh wow.
It was 4 years ago, I think.
Hmm. Also
Yeah,
quite.
he was the fun. He was the fun one.
Hmm.
That's
But-
that's the thing.
I suppose yeah, it's in that same scenario. He tried to get as much joy out of life to probably compensate for something that was missing.
He, after his like attempts of suicide, he once told my mother, "I'm tired of entertaining everyone around me. I'm tired of always having to entertain." And she told him, "No one forces you to, only yourself."
Hmm.
He couldn't stop, and he said it was tiring.
Yeah.
And I think it was the same as Robin Williams, but in an even bigger extreme, you know.
Hmm.
And some other, like I've heard Rowan Atkinson is depressed too.
Yeah. That wouldn't surprise me.
He, like as a person, I've heard he's a very depressing, dark, and like grumpy man, because all his joy went into being a you know great comedian,
Hmm.
and there was nothing left for his life, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I can understand if you live your best life in front of the camera, in front of an audience, and you have no energy left for yourself.
And that's the other way around too, which may be even healthier. Like it's a British band. I don't know if you know them. They're a British metal band. Do you know My Dying Bride?
I know of them. I've never seen them or heard them play or anything.
Yeah, they have their best work, and like they used to be a bit death metal like doom death. But
Yeah.
the later work they started doing like very gloomy but clean vocals music. It's not like I don't know how to explain it. It's not like Black Sabbath, definitely not like Black Sabbath, but like very slow, clean vocaled, melancholic music
Okay.
about depression and suicide. And like the name itself is a very depressing thing.
Hmm.
And I've read interviews about the dude that's like, and there's like, you're the depressed guy, always wears black, he even auto-mutilates on stage. Very this doomy, depressing act.
Yeah.
And in an interview they asked like, how's your life? And he said, I'm a very happy guy. All the negativity goes out on stage and during recordings. And everything, all the deepest depressions go out when I make my depressive music, and then in life I'm a very happy man.
Yeah. I've heard similar kind of things with some of my friends who are in bands. Or even if they just listen to a lot of metal, you think, well, they get out a lot of their negative emotion through listening to the music or singing along or even performing in the band. They put all the negativity and the hurt sort of through that music, and then they go about their day happy then. So it gives them like an outlet, a choice, sort of an option to kind of push it somewhere, not keep it in.
I'm not really like that personally. I mean, I know a lot of people that are like that, but I've had my periods of both like anxiety attack, like 8 years of anxiety attacks, and after that, then 1 year of being normal, quote unquote normal, and then 4 years of depression, and now 2 years of normal, quote unquote. I didn't really create better things when I was depressed.
No.
I've heard about it, but not for me. I actually, in my opinion, both my paintings and drawings and my music are better when I'm feeling confident about myself.
Oh, that's good. I have heard, yeah, depending what gives you the most energy, I suppose. If people with depression draw their energy from that feeling and they can push it into something else. And so I know a lot of artists would probably use that depression to kind of create something from it. But if your energy comes from your happiness, and that's where you push out that happy energy into your art.
Maybe the closest thing I can think of for myself, but this wasn't during, but after, is that when one of my like I'm doing like art school, right? Like or art university, what you want to call it.
Yeah.
That one of my painting teachers gave us the assignment to paint the scariest monster we could think of, and everyone came with whatever ghosts and stuff. Komt goed. And everyone took like spirits and supernatural stuff, and I was like, "What's the scariest thing to me?" And those were my panic attacks. So I painted one.
Oh.
It's a human. And a lot of people always told me that's one of my best paintings. But on the other hand, it's not. It was inspired by. It wasn't touring,
Yeah.
During, I create crap. In my opinion, I've tried sometimes during like my depression period, like after the suicide thing I told you about. Was in the yeah. It might even sound like a movie, like if I'm making it up, but I swear to you, like my cousin died the day we heard my grandmother was gonna die.
Oh.
So I was with my aunt, came to my house to pick up my mother and my other aunt, And when we were all around the deathbed of my grandmother, my aunt got a call. Her son died.
Oh dear.
And we had 2 funerals in 1 week.
Wow.
I'm not lying. I swear. I mean, a lot of people are like, "That's a bit exaggerated," but I swear it happened.
Well, yeah.
And that's when the 4 year of depression started.
Well, that's completely understandable. That.
Yeah. And I didn't create anything good back in those 4 years. I swear. Not trying to get a gloomy how do you say to kill the mood here.
No. It's good to kind of talk about these things, even if you're past that moment. You still hold on to these things and sort of.
It's 3 years of depression because it happened 4 years ago, and I've been healthy for 1 year. Well, I'm gonna like this is the painting I did. This is what the panic attacks felt like on paper to me. This is
Oh wow.
this is 1.5 meter by 1, I think.
So that's quite a big painting. Then.
Yeah, one of the pros of going to art college is that you get big papers and canvas for free.
Yeah. So that's a good
That can
advantage.
be expensive.
But yeah, I can see. Is that sort of is that kind of like bind? This thing's bound, is it, through
Yeah,
sort of things wrapped around it, around the arm, and sort of
yeah.
it's kind of this darkness spilling around it.
216 weeks ago. That's like 6 years, right?
317 weeks divided by 52.
That's 6 years.
Hmm.
Yeah, this was my first bachelor year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I liked it.
Hmm.
It was very refreshing to make this.
Yeah, it's good that you're able to create something out of that. You go, well, this is a feeling that I'm familiar with, and I can visualize it and put it onto a canvas.
Yeah. But yeah, yeah, and then like the people died. Like it was very exciting, and I literally got like I stopped having to go to therapy for anxiety attacks in like 2017, and then in 2018 we got the double dying thingy,
Yeah.
and it was like to understand like it was the same. How do you say part of the family? So it wasn't like my grandmother dying on my father's side and my cousin on my mother's side. It was my aunt lost her mother and son on the same day. So that made it difficult because the same people had to like organize the same
Yeah.
two funerals at the same time.
I can't imagine how that would have felt for your aunt as well.
Oh, horrible! Like my aunt's very religious, so that helps. I'm not a religious. I'm not a Christian. I may be a religious person, honestly. I'm a spiritual person.
Yeah.
I'm not a Christian, but the fact she's able to believe she will see her son again,
Yeah,
I think that keeps her going.
Yeah, it gives people hope. I think a lot of religions are kind of there to give people hope, I suppose.
I learned 3 things from that day. One, I don't really like Christianity. I don't hate it. Like I respect everyone's religion. Well, they're Jehovah's Witnesses, right? And the problem is that I'm not joking. At the funeral, they had like a high Jehovah's Witness, not high as in weed, but higher up.
Right. Oh yes,
To
yeah.
the speech.
Like an elder.
Yeah, an elder. Yeah, literally an elder. Yes, we call them elders. Yeah. He was giving his speech, and part of his speech was, okay, we lost a young man. That's very horrible. And then he started talking about, Jehovah's Witnesses are very converty.
Right. Yeah.
They try to get more win more souls, and he was literally using that moment as speech to convert more people, and that angered me a lot.
Yeah. I don't like that kind of thing anyway, but especially at a funeral.
But as someone that grew up on black metal, I was very anti-religion. I learned two other things besides my bigger hate for Jehovah's Witnesses. Is before that I was like everyone should stop being religious. That's a good thing. I learned that it's better for people like my aunt and uncle to stay religious because what should they do as atheists? They will never see their son again.
Yeah.
The other thing is that even if I ever was depressive or whatever, is that any chance I would ever be suicidal was taken away because now I witnessed what's it like to lose a family member like a child.
Yeah. You've seen the other side.
Yes, like it's very sad to lose your mother or father or grandmother, but it's a very natural thing. We all do it.
Yeah.
And if we don't, then that means that something went quite wrong. And I just know that how bad I ever may feel, I will go after my parents.
Yeah.
Because that whole experience was very unsettling and very unnatural. What are more happy thoughts? How far are you with Emily?
Not managed to progress anything, but I have got my house being upgraded, so
That's good.
that's good. Yeah, it's a good start.
You won't have to wait for ages to be able to ask her to marry you once you've gotten to that point.
It's mandatory. It's literally mandatory. You can't marry unless you have a bigger house.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Well, honestly, I mean,
Just
Lisa
do
and
it
I are
all
quite
though.
happy living in an attic. But
What do you say, Nick? Sorry.
I said it does give you a double bed.
Nice.
I didn't realise that. So I got into the right side of the bed on the first day
Right.
of having him as my husband.
Hmm.
And he climbs into the left side of the bed. Everything's normal. I turn and look at the rabbit for a moment because she's just chilling and she's sweet. And I look back at the screen and Harvey is spooning me.
Oh.
He's gotten into the right-hand side of the bed and is spooning me. And I'm like, what the hell?
Oh. It's very comfortable right away.
It was more that... So because I've been going to bed later, obviously, than him, the last couple of days, I've actually realised that he sleeps on the right side of the bed.
Right. So you're on his side when you went to bed.
Yeah. I normally sleep on the left side of the bed in game anyway. I normally jump in from the left side, but I'd come in from the right side that day. So.
Oh. That is quite funny though.
Yeah. I just turn away from the screen for 1 minute and I look back and he's spooning me. I'm like, what the hell? When did that happen?
Yeah, leave it for a second and he's already on you.
Are you really that lazy that you just pull some food out of your bowl and just decide to lie down and eat it off the floor?
You would if you could.
It's actually really nice and warm in here, so she's just chilling.
No, she's spread out a bit.
Yeah. And I cleaned out her hutch today as well, so it's like completely clean. Literally only a couple of handfuls of hay so she can eat it.
Oh.
Instead of it being spread all over the hutch. So she is just super happy, spread out completely.
Yeah.
She's just a little sweetheart. I am thinking about at some point cordoning off an area.
Right.
And opening up the hutch because she was while I was cleaning out her hutch, she wanted to come out of the hutch.
Yeah, she probably wanted to stretch her legs, explore a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about cordoning off an area and just letting her come out for a bit.
Yeah.
And I'll sit in the area, so if she decides she wants to come up to me and have a cuddle, she can.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It'll give you an opportunity to clear the area, and I'm pretty sure she will be fairly clean as well. She'll probably go back to the hutch to do anything.
She's got one corner in a hutch that she does her business. Everywhere else is clean. It's always clean, unless she's decided to go on a mad one and spread her shit all over the place.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's really clean. She's just a little sweetheart. and I wish I could get her out more often, but currently my office is not in the state that she can just come out, and I'd have to. I think the only thing I'd really have to be certain I've cordoned off is my desk area because of the wires.
Yeah, those would not survive.
No, and neither would she if she were to chew through them.
Hmm.
So I'd have to cordon off my desk area, but other than that, she should be okay once I've cleaned everything up again.
Yeah, well, it gives you something to work towards.
I was a little bit concerned I might have given her a heart attack earlier.
Oh.
I obviously was hoovering the stairs. Pulled the hoover into the office to clean up a little bit of the entranceway because she poos in the corner right next to the door, and when she goes on a mad one, the poo goes right in the doorway.
Yeah.
So I hoovered the entranceway of the office, and she did not like that at all. Went on a proper mad one, throwing herself down the hutch.
Yeah.
So scared. So I was like, okay, I'm going to stop with that and close the door.
Yeah, you might have to take her hutch out of the office. Maybe put her in the bedroom or something where you hoover it maybe at some point.
Just dustpan and brush it until she's out of here.
Yeah.
It's going to be so much easier to just run the dustpan and brush over the areas that are heavily soiled by her. Because that hutch, it was a pain in the ass trying to get it up the stairs anyway.
Right, so yeah, trying to move it around. It's not, you haven't really got much room to manoeuvre in that area.
No, I don't. So it'd literally just be dustpan and brush in the areas that she's managed to get a poo and a bit of hay. Make sure there's nothing that she might decide she wants to nibble on the floor.
Yeah.
And then she'll be able to come out and have an explore and have a run around. Yeah, when she naturally goes back into her hutch again, I'll close her back in.
Yeah. And the thing is, sort of, as long as you've got space for your chair near your desk, you can always leave her out for a little bit and do your thing.
Yeah. Leave my... Because obviously the chair near my desk is a recliner.
Yeah.
I'll just
I'm
keep...
back.
Oh, welcome back.
Thank you.
I'll just keep it set up, okay?
Yeah.
While she has a wander around. Yeah, all I need to do is cordon off the desk in front of the desk. And with the chair sat up properly, I'm not going to need to be able to get my feet under the desk anyway. It should be fine.
Yeah.
And she can have a run around while I'm working in the office for a bit.
Oh, we've lost Lisa out of the game.
Yeah, Steam decided, you know what, now's a great time to update.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Steam updated as soon as I clicked on it today. I was like, oh, please don't take forever, because I clicked on it at like 7:58. Due to start at 8 o'clock. I'm like, please do not take forever.
Yeah, Steam is horrible with updates.
Yeah, it's happened to me so often now with anything like Windows, OBS, the bots, games that I'll check it earlier in the day or the day before and go, you got any updates? Right? Is this okay? Any updates for this? Any updates for that? Force Windows to check for updates. Do you have updates? Right, nothing has updates. Because I know if I don't do that, I'll get an update like 5 minutes before I'm due to stream.
Yeah. Like, it's insane.
I've had it before with DJing. I take my laptop out to DJ, and Windows wants to update kind of mid DJ set. And I said, no, I can't be doing this. Well, it's updating before, was it just before Christmas it wanted to update, didn't it, Nix?
Yeah, it was Christmas Eve.
Yeah, yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
when we went for your friend's birthday and you were DJing for him.
Yeah, and so okay, I checked my laptop, so go and update. Right, if I start updating now, it should be done. And I was sat, sort of waiting to leave, waiting for this laptop to finish updating. It just finished. I went, right, close it in the bag. We're off.
Yeah, it was literally a right. I'm gonna get my stuff together so we can get in the car as soon as possible. As soon as that update is done, because it was cutting it really fine, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah. But since then,
For a
I've
laptop, you have Mac, right?
sorry.
For a laptop, you have a Mac, right?
No, I have a Windows laptop.
Oh, I thought you had Mac.
No, no, I've used Mac, so I don't own one though.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to say those updates take very long. They're not as often as Windows updates. I'm really happy about that, but they do take very long to update.
Yeah, I don't think I've had to update a Mac. I've only have to to use one for a short time of someone else's Mac or like a business Mac. But yeah, I'm very familiar with the Windows updates. There's been quite a few in the past month or so, like little updates. It's quite frustrating for my work laptop because we have software installed that forces the laptops to update. So if there's any security issues, they update whether you want to or not. But they give you like 30 seconds to cancel. So it will pop up saying you have an update, you have 30 seconds to click cancel, or this whole laptop shuts down. So you have to keep an eye on the screen. If you're like talking on the phone and you just turn back and it's just counting down, you have to quickly click it to not lose your work.
Yeah. Yeah, Mac doesn't have updates as often as Windows, but when it does, it just takes long to update. And it only has like small updates from time to time when there's like security issues or data leaks. But those don't happen quite often to Apple.
I know Apple are very good with security. They kind of wait until everything's tested before they push it out. Whereas Windows, they'll release an update, then you get an update to the update because there's a problem in the update. Then maybe there's an update to the update because they missed something in that update. So they have to keep updating their mistakes. I know Apple are very good with making sure everything's fine before they run any updates.
Like, I'm quite happy using Windows, but I know that if I were to pursue my music a little bit more, I'd probably end up getting a Mac.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to use when you're doing things like music. I learned in school, my music area was kitted out with Macs because they could hook up all of the keyboards and everything to the Macs and let you go.
Oh, nice.
So I learned how to do that in school.
Right, yeah. Oh, that's cool. We never had that.
Yeah, well.
No comment.
Yeah. I was about to say, but yeah. Like, you and I went to school at different times in technological developments. So.
Yeah, when I went to high school, we were barely learning about CD-ROMs and that you can get all the information you want off a single CD-ROM. And maybe this new thing called the internet will take off.
Do you know?
I swear.
Do you?
RB is just a waste of my time.
Oh.
We've had rain for like the last 2 days, and today. Well, actually, I think most of my crops are ready for harvest anyway. But some of them are ones that need.
But do you know how much does actually fit on the CD-ROM?
750 megabytes.
Hmm.
A DVD is 4 gig. I think it's 4 gig. Blu-ray is I think 7 or 8 gig. But yeah, when I went to school, that 750 mega was enough to give you all the information you could ever want about everything. Before Wikipedia existed, you had to put a CD-ROM in and read the CD.
Oh, even I remember, before.
Oh, my painkillers have just.
Ooh, you're high now.
I am.
Good.
I know you don't ask a lady's age,
Hmm.
so I won't. But you know both my and Nick's age. If you don't know mine, I will tell you. Am I older than Nick's?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. Nix is a very young person,
So is Lisa.
but has the maturity of someone probably twice your age.
Well,
That's the.
I have the maturity of someone half my age, so.
Yeah, that's what I always say is that sort of we have an age gap between us, but I kind of behave like I'm younger, and Nix behaves like they're older, and we kind of meet in the middle.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have a fridge now and a cooker.
Yep.
I don't think if I've told you last time or not, but I found a thing on the internet, which was true, that the time between the SNES and Wii
Oh yeah.
and Wii and Switch, like the Wii and Switch gap at this no, the time between the Wii and now and the Wii and the SNES,
Yeah.
the Wii and now is bigger than the SNES and Wii now. You understand?
Yes.
And that scared me because for me the Wii still feels like kind of like, I won't say new, but it is current
Yeah, it doesn't feel too old.
because I remember, I was a teen when it literally was like on the Dutch news. Nintendo made a console which you could like move. It was very big on the news in my country that like there was this new thing that was very different than a controller.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And also like in like say in art college, so I can like meet like people. Some people were way younger than I, like they were like could skip grades, whatever, and like in high school and after that, which I meet during whatever, and they literally tell me that they like uh, weren't alive when 9/11 happened, and I'm like, that feels that makes me feel very old.
Yeah, I think I was. How was I? I must have been 17 when that happened.
I was 7, so that makes sense because I think we.
Yeah, it's about 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years.
I was 3,
You're free, little baby.
and
Yeah. I don't think
So-
you remember it then.
no, I vaguely remember something on the TV, and I just thought there was a film on the TV. Obviously, throughout the years, you start to piece things together and go, "Oh, wait, that wasn't a film. That was real life events happening." And yeah, so Jack's little brother wasn't born when 9/11 happened.
Oh well, yeah, you wouldn't have done.
2002.
I was 1 when it happened, so I don't remember a thing about it.
I've told it before, I'm sure, but I know everyone says everyone knows where they was when they found out about 9/11, and I actually did. I actually do. I was with my grandmother's watching TV.
Oh, okay.
Do you?
I was. I think I was at home. It was at the week. Was it a weekend? I was at home initially, and then I met up with some friends to go down to the bar to have a drink.
At 17?
Yeah, no memories. I remember talking to the people in the bar, going, yeah, it was crazy because they had like the news on the TV, and sort of all stood around and go, yeah, what's going on?
I always thought like Britain was very strict with like age and drinking.
Yeah, they are. Just,
Because-
I've always had a certain look to me. So if you look the part, they're okay. Well, they're not okay. They just don't know.
You know, when I buy liquor or beer or cigarettes, they still ask my ID, and I'm like, I'm always like, okay, I kind of feel like humbled, you know, I feel honored, and I see this as a compliment because I'm almost 30, and they literally sometimes they think I'm like 17. They say I look young.
I always get ID'd. It really doesn't help that I still look like I'm.
I mean, ID is a compliment, I think.
No, for petrol before, which was hilarious to me, because I had my little boy in the car, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna need to see your ID for this."
Yeah, as if you sort of view. Let's say before that he was your little brother and not your son. But still, yeah, you're driving a car, you're filling it with petrol. You'd naturally think you're old enough.
You have a son, Nix?
Yeah, I've got a little boy. He's 6 in February.
Nice.
It's just the sweetest little thing.
So you have a stepchild.
Yeah.
What? Well, yeah, I don't think showing a kid counts as an ID, you know.
You walk
I
in.
want-
Just pick up a child. Go. This child proves I'm old enough.
Yeah, I once tried, not with a child, but once I forgot my ID, but I already had some cigarettes still with me, but I needed more. So I
Right.
tried showing him my pack of cigarettes. I was like, just tell them to me. How the hell do you think I bought these? But he wouldn't.
Yeah.
It didn't work. So bad. But up until I think 6 or 7 years ago, my country, everything from cigarettes to booze or whatever was 16.
Right. Yeah.
And they didn't ID me when I was 20, when it was still like that. But the moment it became 18, they still ID me right now.
Oh.
I once got ID'd at a. It's funny. It's like we had like my main gaming store never did like you say had any problems buying games. They were 16 plus.
Right. Yeah.
And at some point, and I was already like 20, they said, "Can I have your ID?" And I said, "I didn't bring it." And they were very strict. And it was like what the hell? But what was the thing? Their neighbors who were like a how do you call army surplus store? You know, where you can buy like knives and camo pens. You know those kind of stores.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They were selling like knives to like 14 years old, and the whole shop got like a very big. No, not even a fine. Like they got lost their license to be a shop.
Oh wow.
The whole street got very strict, and I had to call my uncle to come, and because he lived 2 streets away, and buy the game for me. Well, I was like 21, and it was a 16 plus game. I was a bit annoyed. I was like, "Yo, I've come here for weeks and weeks, and I know this whole street is like being, how do you say, the police in like civilian, you know, like civilian clothing, checking if everyone is IDing, but
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not 15. Come on, I'm 21." He wouldn't have it. I had to call my uncle, and he would have to buy the game.
Yeah.
Fucked up, but yeah. But like, it's in my opinion, it's weird. Like, let's say the two of us will buy some beers in my country. They would probably ID both of us, and if I don't have it, you are not allowed to buy it.
Okay, just in case I supplied, I suppose.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I've had that before when I've been in a shop over here, even with my son's dad. He doesn't have photo ID, but he's a year older than me, and oftentimes he looks his age. He has a big bushy beard and long dark hair, but he got ID'd once, and he was like, "I don't have photo ID. Like, all I have is a birth certificate, and you don't accept that."
Hmm.
And yeah, it was. I was paying, and I had ID, but they were like, "No, because he's with you, we can't sell it to you."
Hmm.
Like, what?
yeah, but like what I don't understand when like it in my I've seen when it's like an obvious mother and child, like let's say it's obvious the mother is in her 40s and she has like a 12-year-old son, then they don't really care, you know? Then they just sell wine to the mother. So
Hmm.
where's the where's the line in this? But
Yeah.
Yeah,
luckily I literally had it like when I was in I got kicked out of school and had to like redo it in the evening.
Hmm.
And I was 18, and some people in like this evening school were 17 or whatever, and it was after the whole 16 went to 18 thing. So I was 8.
Right.
And I went to buy cigarettes, and I had a classmate with me, which was like went to get like a sandwich at the same like supermarket, and I was like, I want cigarettes, yes, but your friend is 17, and like I don't care, he doesn't smoke, I do,
Hmm.
and I want cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't sell it to you if you have anyone with you that's 17. Like I'm like, yeah, but why?
Hmm.
It's in my country it's a bit weird laws. I don't like it. Like I
Yeah.
can buy it. I mean, I'm not going to give it. He doesn't even smoke. I remember he doesn't. He didn't even smoke. My classmate. He just went for a sandwich, and I went for the sandwich and cigarette.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's not cool because you have a 17-year-old with you. Yeah, but the 40-year-old woman could buy cigarettes with her 4-year-old son.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different. Like how?
Yeah. I can easily believe that in that scenario that she might be buying her son cigarettes. You go, well, she smokes. You go, well, I'll buy some and you can have some of mine.
Yeah, I mean, different. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, I went to another store and told him, uh, go back to school and have your lunch. I mean, we had lunch at like 6 p.m. because
Hmm.
evening school. We did
Ah.
something with your
Yeah.
how do you say, rhythm. Your day-night cycle would like switch for like 12, not 12, but like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, same sound.
Strange sound.
I went to another store and bought cigarettes, but
Hmm.
sometimes it's weird.
Yeah.
Luckily, I
we
don't
got
smoke tobacco. No.
an updated mysterious key quest.
Oh.
Nice.
Give the sand dragon his final meal. So I
Sand
gave
dragon.
the in the
Oh yeah, you have to go to the desert and then go look for like a dragon skeleton where you can
Solar
where you
essence.
have to give the dragon skeleton of a solar essence.
And if you don't have those, I have 27 in my uh, what color is this? In my dark gray chest, it's most on the left here. There's the solar essence. Just take one if you want.
great, thank you.
That one, yes. No, no, one below, one below.
One.
Like this one, yeah. Solar essence. Just take one, put it in his mouth, and you, yeah,
Awesome.
all with your heads.
Yeah, I'm very happy with my gifted hat.
No, but for some reason I don't see him ID poll.
Hmm?
Maybe the beard,
Okay.
right? You don't get ID'd a lot, right?
Oh yeah. I don't get ID till. I've pretty much been 6 foot since high school. So
Yeah, that helps too.
yeah. So I've there's like a photo of my whole year at school. And so they put the taller people in the centre of the photo, and then sort of kind of the shorter people on the ends. So you have like a really long bench of people. And yeah, there's me and another friend right in the middle of this photo because we're the tallest. Yeah, so my friend was like a couple of inches taller than me, so I was like the second tallest person in the whole of that year at school.
Nice.
Yeah. So over here, you've got to be 16 to buy an energy drink,
Hmm.
and I still get ID'd for energy drinks. It's an ongoing thing at the moment. And like with the wrinkles I've gained over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I suppose that there's little subtle signs that age is sort of affecting you, but you still retain kind of like a young features.
Yeah, I'm lucky like that.
Mm.
Unlike
16
some of my sisters who look like they should be 50 already.
Yeah, well, your sisters haven't looked after their lives very well.
No, they've been.
Do you know where the dragon is, Nix?
Yeah, it's down here somewhere, isn't
Yeah. And you have to put it in its mouth.
Do we have an age minimum for energy drinks?
No.
Okay.
No, they're still debating about that.
I wouldn't. I don't use caffeine, but at least
I'm really happy they didn't have it when I was underage.
when I still use caffeine, at least I didn't have any age minimum. But
it? Yeah, it was obviously put in here because so many kids were abusing caffeine.
Mm.
But you know, it's going to happen if it's readily available to children. They're going to do it, aren't they?
Yeah.
And given that there were like litre bottles of energy drink that you could get for £1 at one point,
Yeah.
like
yes.
Yeah, they'd be swigging that and sort of kind of. Well, I suppose to a certain extent, depending how school is going, you probably need the energy drinks to survive school.
yeah, and that was exactly it. School is just horrendous.
Mm.
It's not good.
By the way, being British, did both of you had like uniforms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. My country doesn't do that.
Mm.
Well, we have some like private schools that have it, but like the main school system, we don't have uniforms.
Ah.
In some ways, a uniform is good because it means that like kids aren't bullying you because you've not got the latest fashion or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's just it's not because they enforce that you have to wear your uniform in a certain way. You've got to act in a certain way, and you're just like, really?
Mm. I never found the uniform comfortable enough to kind of really be productive at school. I remember when I went to college, you could wear what you liked within reason, and like I was much more productive at college because I was more relaxed and so it was less formal.
Like I failed my English exam
Hmm.
because it was just so cold in the hall, and we all had to wear our uniforms, and it was blazers.
Hmm.
The heaters were blowing out cold air. It was like minus temperature outside,
Oh.
and everyone in the hall was just freezing,
Hmm.
except teachers who were invigilating the exam because they all got to wear their coats and all had hot drinks, while us 15-year-olds froze.
Yeah.
Yay! There we go. I got a club card.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, what?
Look at the
that?
old mariner. You've been fishing, Jeffrey.
Yes. Okay, fish. Yeah, I don't know if it's that strict in like England, but I know from like some stories I read about Asia. I don't remember if it was Korea or Japan. I think Japan, where as long as you would wear the uniform, which would mean, you know, traveling from school to home too, you would have to abide by the rules from your school. So some schools made special rules for how to behave on the streets while wearing their uniform.
Well, I
Not
suppose.
being-
Yeah, if you have
So-
got, you got the school's name on your clothing, then you represent the school, and anything you do, the school is responsible.
Mhm.
Yeah, quite often we'd have assemblies because someone was annoyed at seeing a student from my secondary school smoking a cigarette. Literally just minding their own business, walking down the street, on their way home, smoking a cigarette. And we'd often have school assemblies going, look, you represent this school, and what you do outside of this school impacts on us. And they started posting teachers further and further away from the school to catch you. It was really
Yeah, I think I heard similar things when I was at school. Yeah, if a student was spotted doing something and it was reported and said, someone from this school did this, and then the whole school had to know about it and make sure they didn't do it.
yeah.
Very strict.
But then this is a school that the head teacher lost his job because he was found to be drinking and smoking contraband from the students.
Yeah, it's take it from the
Yeah.
student and smoke it.
Yeah. While he was on the job. Like, it says something about our school system, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, and my school, a number of my teachers, old teachers, have been arrested for certain activities involving students.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah. And so if you hear about these stories and you think back, yeah, I can understand, mate. That's all. That sounds very true. And so their behaviour was just a little bit weird, and you didn't really think about it at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There were a couple of teachers that lost their job from my school that were because of allegations from students.
Hmm.
And you look back and you go, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Like there was one lost the job when I was in year 6, but he was in the secondary school, the year 7s.
Right.
PE teacher walked into the girls' locker room, the male,
Hmm.
walked in the girls' changing room and went, right, what do we have in here then?
Hmm.
While they were changing. So he very quickly lost his job over that because, yeah, that's just,
Hmm.
you do not do that. Like, seriously, that's creepy.
Yeah, we had a male PE teacher do that same thing with the boys' lockers. Yeah, he took great joy from watching the boys getting changed.
oh, by the way, Paul, you live in the lower left, right?
Yes.
In your purple middle chest, I'll put an aquamarine. I think it's one of the things Emily likes.
Ah, brilliant. Thank you very much.
I've never heard anything in my school, high school, about that, and I don't mind.
Hmm.
Good.
Yeah, it's sort of. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem isolated stories. You kind of hear a lot of the British school system. It's a little bit like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it happens all. I mean, it happens in my country, of course. I mean, it happens everywhere, but
Hmm.
I don't think there's been like how do you say, like an epidemic of it, like you hear sometimes in some places. I don't think we really had that, luckily.
Hmm.
I know we had some problems with, how do you say, like swimming teachers
Right. Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah. I think it seems to mainly happen with teachers that sort of involve students that would have to change, either shower or get changed, or
Yeah.
so it's really like swimming teachers or PE. They're doing activities. I think even when the female teachers got into trouble for doing a similar thing.
Mag ik bij Solar even zetten?
Oh. Yeah. Weird stuff.
Hmm. I need to
Yeah,
organise my
but
chests.
I never had to hear about it like close to me.
Hmm.
Other than not. I knew about the brother of a friend of mine when I was in elementary school that got like in trouble for he was like 20 or 21 and he had like this convertible car and then he would go to high schools and pick up like 14-year-olds.
Oh wow.
But never heard about it. That's like one thing I heard about that.
Hmm.
And that, I mean, I don't say it's a good thing,
No.
but there's not that, you know, when it comes to like teachers or mentors or whatever, there's this power thing going on, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah. I think there's quite a few teachers at my school that had this kind of this power thing where they definitely thought themselves better than the children, and they sort of didn't really respect the children. So you can understand some of them doing well. Hearing about what some of them have done, it doesn't feel out of character because a lot of the times they didn't really care about the children or kind of being good teachers.
Yeah, even the children's mental health was one that they enjoyed to play with. My head of house perpetuated a rumour for 3 years that I was pregnant.
Mm.
but it's like the British school system and college system, like, what if it like a bit like still like, how do you say, conservative,
Yeah,
old school, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Still quite old school.
Yeah, we don't really have that here, so maybe that helps.
Hmm.
Like, I went to a Christian school when, like, my family is not Christian, but it just was the school closest to my house.
Yeah.
And I was the only school in the whole city that we addressed our teachers by last name,
Right.
and that was the whole thing. Like you know, if you would have taught it at like any school in most of my country, people would just call just you know and would give like history, and someone had a question, they would just raise their hand and say, "Yo, Paul." That's very normal in my country
Okay.
in high school, and that wouldn't really happen in England.
No, not in high school. When you get to college, you would start doing that. But college is like sort of the complete opposite. Because it's very conservative in the high school, and then you get to college and it's very liberal.
Yeah, here both are very liberal. Also elementary school, but you know,
Hmm.
kindergartens. Only time I kind of got in trouble was, I remember having like gum with me in like last year of elementary school, and teachers would always, if they found you with candy or gum, they always would say like, "I hope you brought enough for the rest of your class."
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was tried to explain him I was against communism, and I got into an argument. I got sent to the principal, like the I don't know if it's called principal in elementary school, but like the head of the school.
Yeah.
And they called my parents for being impolite, but I was like, no, I paid for this. It's in my point. I wasn't even using it. He found out I had it, and I had to like give everyone one piece. And I mean, how much do you think that's in one package of gum? Not much. No, I refused. I wasn't a communist.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair comment.
I wouldn't take it.
Hmm.
No.
Oops, I walked in on Emily and Haley having an argument.
I had to pick Emily's side if you want to marry her.
Hmm.
No, you should definitely look for the right answer.
And sometimes they don't like it when you pick their side. That's true.
Yeah.
Haley is complaining because I asked her to clean under the cushion. It's only because I cleaned last week. So stop whining, just clean it. Haley, why not have this be your one weekly job? Emily, take the high road and do it this time.
You should pick the one like Haley. Why don't you make this your weekly job?
Yeah, that sounds a good one.
Isn't it like that the English school system went like quite a not too long ago, like with hitting?
Yeah, probably 50 years ago. There's a bit more common. Like my father's generation, sort of, that was kind of more of a thing.
Oh, I've heard it was still there in the 80s.
Possibly.
I think they started to phase it out in the 80s.
Hmm.
It was definitely a thing in the 70s. It was started to be phased out in the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
I think in my country, it stopped being a thing in like the 20s, 30s maybe, but like definitely not the time of my parents, and they're like almost 60, so definitely not back then. And I don't even think my grandmothers.
Oh wow.
But we've always been a bit liberal.
Yeah, they've tried to hold on to that kind of way of thinking for a long time. And there's only really more recently there's been laws passed that children shouldn't be physically punished, but only in Scotland, Wales, not England. So
Over here, that's legal.
So it's okay to hit a child, but it's illegal to hit an adult.
Yeah, you hit an adult, you could be arrested for assault. You hit a child, it's just making sure they behave themselves.
No, over here it's not legal. I mean, I would, but like in practice, if some parent like hit their child without injuring them, just a small smack to, discipline.
Yeah.
Technically, it's illegal, but I don't really think nice. I don't really think it's, how you say? Yeah, they
Mijn
would,
Stardew doet me denken aan AliExpress.
they would punish you for giving your child like a slight spanking. I wouldn't do it. I was never hit by my parents. Like never. So I don't think I would do the same.
Yeah.
Depends on the situation, maybe. Like I would never hit a child. Like never a child, but maybe there's a situation where you could hit your child if they're like adults too, and
Yeah, I suppose if they're at the point where they're young adults and it gets to sort of they're being physical with you, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm only saying this because I literally had a discussion with Umid
Hmm.
like a couple of days ago, because he was his mother could be very physical
Hmm.
to a point. Yeah, it wasn't really okay. But so we were talking like, what would we do? We wouldn't do that to a child, but let's say you have like an. We came. He gave me this example about what if you have like an 18-year-old son who has a girlfriend and you find out he hits his girlfriend. I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, I would knock him out.
Yeah, it's like I think I've had this conversation with you before, haven't I, Paul?
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
mentioned sort of the only time you can ever envision doing such a thing.
Yeah, the only time I ever imagine Tim, my little boy, is if he grew up to do something so horrendous, like abusing his partner or raping someone. Like I would smack the shit out of him if he did that.
I'm-
Because I'd be like, we
Same.
didn't bring you up that way. You weren't brought up thinking that that was okay. And it would be the only time that I would be okay with doing it, because I'm like, that's not
Hmm.
like what is wrong with you?
Yeah, saying like because when I was speaking to it about with Umid, I told him about a client of my mother who had a son that was involved in street robberies,
Hmm.
focusing the elderly because they are weaker.
Right. Yeah.
He didn't do it on his own. It wasn't like in a group and there was some peer pressure, but still, he robbed old, weak people.
Yeah.
And like mother was especially, and he got arrested and he got like a year of jail time because he was their lookout, I think.
Right. Yeah. So
So he
he
did,
helped him do it.
but he was, he was a Bart,
Hmm.
and he did a year. And the dudes that literally did the robbing, they got way longer,
Yeah.
which is good. But his mother was especially, I mean, I understand, I don't know what it's like to be a parent, but his mother was very sad she couldn't see him for a year because I was in jail, I was in prison. I was like, okay, in one part I would have it the same. The other part, if you rob elderly while being like a young adult, you're just a strong young man, and you rob like elderly women, I would
Hmm.
beat the shit out of you if you're out of prison, you know?
Yeah.
You don't do that stuff. You didn't get it from me.
Hmm.
You don't do that here. Yeah.
This is weird. I've lost all my UI on my game.
What happens when you change the UI size? Because you can go to like settings, and then the controller thing, and then you have UI. You scroll a bit. Do you see my stream?
Let's get you up.
You can
Oh
do
yes.
this.
Ah right.
Maybe if you play around there, maybe it will come back. It forces it to come back, maybe. And otherwise, I don't know.
Hmm. Yeah. Might come back to like the next day in the game.
And otherwise, we'll just quit.
Okay, so it just changes the size of the box. It doesn't actually bring it back. Yeah, hopefully it comes back. I'll just have to look at your stream to see what the time is.
Yeah, sure. Let's do one more day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it's midnight for me. I have to. Like I've told you about this this friend, this drummer from my father. I got in contact with again, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
He sent me a song to work on today,
Ooh.
and he wants to make like drone doom metal,
Right.
which is very slow, long music.
Yeah.
And he sent me the drum file, and it was 1.5 gig for one song.
Oh wow.
It's over an hour, so
That,
I
that is a,
want. Hmm?
that's a certainly is a Doom song. It's like an hour long of music. Was it like one drum hit every minute or something? Or
It's a fun thing. It has some quite fast and like complicated drums in there even, but he wants it to be just long and to be like some kind of like spacey trip.
oh, okay.
It won't be depressing. He doesn't like
Hmm.
depressing stuff, I know. It will be
Hmm.
very stoner dooms, like a bit.
Yeah, yeah. It's very more like a stoner metal rather than sort of.
Yeah. You
Hmm.
only do. I tend to call things doom when they're slow, but they
Hmm.
aren't always gloomy, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to be up a bit early if I want to work on that.
Hmm.
Okay. And
Yeah.
he wants it to have the like feeling, the vibe of being in a train on an island, going around the island and having experiences that slowly, come closer when you are in the train. You see some landscapes coming by and becoming bigger and bigger and then disappearing again, and you want that to be the musical parts too.
Okay.
And because it's an island going around and around, you have to come back every 11 minutes.
Hmm.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, it certainly does sound like a very interesting project. Sort of not your regular kind of music writing.
Oh, he's an interesting man. I mean, and like there's also like a lot of I've known some musicians that had like these very weird ideas, but they weren't really musicians. They were just trying to be interesting, and basically they were just talking crap.
Right.
But the fun thing about this man is he's a very good musician. So even when he does something really weird, it always has some like it's yeah, like the music theory is legit and solid.
Yeah.
But it's fun about working with him.
Hmm.
Well, one way, yes, he's very weird and out of the box, but he is a classically schooled musician, so that helps. Because
Yeah.
I know friends that make very experimental stuff, but they do not really master their instrument. And
Yeah.
being in a lot of experimental scenes, I kind of like find out there's like two kind of people: people that know their stuff and like to experiment, and people that are very bad at music and they hide it behind calling it experimental, but basically just making random noises.
Hmm. Yeah. I think I know people from both sides of that.
So, and luckily this guy is the first, the former.
Hmm. Yeah, I've got friends who can sort of go, yeah, like deep into the music theory and they know exactly how the sound works and sort of why when they do a certain thing it sounds like that, and as you say, they experiment because they go, well, I know how this affects this and I know how that affects this sound, but how about if I do this with that sound instead, and come up with something new. And then yeah, you've got people that play pretty much the same thing you've heard before, and they just try something different. And so yeah, we experimented with this.
Yeah. So when do you make your piece of music?
Hmm. Hopefully not too. But probably end up doing it after this pantomime. So I'm very focused on that at the moment. But I did get the software working. The Ableton worked for like a little bit, and then I closed it, and when I went back in, it wanted me to register it again.
What I sent you?
Yeah, so I downloaded it, got it working,
And
and
was it
I
English or Russian?
oh, it's English. I think it was just obviously like a Russian source, but it was all English. And I ran the little crack key thing to kind of register it, and that all worked. And I was going to use it before. I'll close it and I'll come back later. I meant to run it again, and it says, "Oh, you have not registered. You need to register it now." And I tried to do the key again, and the whole thing just stopped working. So I was going to take it all off and then install it again and try from scratch.
So now it doesn't work anymore?
No, when I last looked at it, it wasn't working, but I'll try again. I mean, get it working, and I got all these different music samples I've bought over the past year. For okay, that sounds like a good pack of samples, or that sounds quite good, and I get all these dance samples off this streamer that I subscribe to. He gives a packs of samples he makes to all his subscribers once a month. So I've got like several months of samples he's been making, so I've got things I can put together.
I still need to get you that Prodigy stuff.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
The same. Otherwise you would already have it.
It's all good. I'm in no rush for that.
Yeah, I can't really help you with Ableton. I never used it. I honestly never made music on a Windows PC anyway. So I don't really know. I mean, like my version of Logic isn't, let's say, is less than legal, but
Yeah.
it works like a charm. But I can't really send you that one because you won't be able to run it.
No.
Or you need to get like an macOS emulator. I know people who do that for their music creation. But do you want to go to that hassle if you can just get Ableton, which is just as good?
Yeah, I'm sure I get it working. Yeah, I'll give it another go. And once it's up and going, I'll make myself something simple, and then I'll go for something a bit more complex.
You already have some music on your SoundCloud. What did you make that with?
That was probably with Ableton, maybe. I think that most of it was made. It was a Sony program, Sony Acid.
Never used it. I do know about it. That thing.
Because that's just a sequencer. That just allows you to arrange sounds, whereas Ableton allows you to plug in VSTs and sort of create the sounds from scratch, and then sample them and then make it into a sequence.
What a free plugin for like synthesizer creation that I really like. Like their main selling it's legally free and it's very big, but like the main thing they sell is like, okay, you get the program for free, and then they sell presets because creating like a synthesizer from out of nothing is very expensive. It's very difficult, so they sell like presets if you want to have like and you get like 30 presets for house or 30 presets for dubstep, etc. It's very good. I can send that one if you once you get it.
Yeah. I do have some presets. 'Cause I did start using a synthesizer called Massive.
Oh yeah, I like Massive, but Massive's expensive. It's like €300.
Yeah, I managed to find a copy of that one.
Yeah, I understand.
But I was playing around with that a little bit, and there's because a lot of people were using it, but now more people are using Serum that I've seen for dance music.
Actually, I'm sorry. No, continue.
No, sort of. I did try to find a copy of that. That's another kind of sort of. It looks very much like Massive, but I think it's a bit more advanced.
Can you send me the name? I will forget because I've been drinking things.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I'll send that.
I actually bought Massive like back in the day. It was on sale, like 70% off, but 70% of 300 is still a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I was really into dubstep and I wanted to make dubstep in GarageBand. GarageBand, and I was, quite young, and I was like, the more expensive an advanced your program, the more easy it is to make music. But that's not completely how it works,
No.
and it didn't have a button that said make epic dubstep, so I gave up quite quickly.
Yeah. Have you? I remember seeing a meme a little while back of how people think you make dance music.
Yeah, press button, make
Press
music.
button and make music. Yeah.
It's not true.
No.
But I once had a discussion with a man that, I knew for 10 years that I blogged everywhere, like last November. Like a mutual, I met Umid through this dude.
Oh, okay.
He's a very toxic person.
Right.
So after 10 years of knowing him and, allowing his bullshit, I was like, yo, it's, I mean, it's those kind of people that are very toxic, but you feel like a bit like, you feel sorry for them for being so, like, unhappy.
Yeah.
So you pick up the phone so they don't feel lonely, but eventually you're just like, you only get like negative energy, so you gotta think of, at some point, you can't help them, so you just like, you better cut them away.
Yeah, I've had friends like that.
No, not fun. But he plays guitar, but it's a hobby, and that's fine. And he had like a hobby is like practice amp for like starter amp, which is just you press a button and it goes on, and then there's a lot of buttons that get you like preset sounds, which all sounds good enough,
Right.
And it's very easy, plug and play, literally.
Hmm.
And he didn't understand how my amp was more expensive but more difficult to operate and didn't have like instant great sound. You had to like work with it, you had to have knowledge and do things with it,
Yeah.
almost had to fight it. He didn't get it. He was like, you pay so much more money and then you have a hard time. And a lot of people think that more expensive, more professional means more easy, but it's not really the case.
No, you have more custom ability to customize, I suppose, the more you pay.
A lot of people don't really get that the more the more professional you get, things get like less easy to work with.
Yeah.
I think cheaper is better and better is more easy and more it will do most of the work for you. And maybe that's with cars, but not with most programs or equipment.
No, I was saying sort of you can find some equipment that does all the work for you, but then it becomes harder to work with because especially if you know what you want to do and it won't let you. So I just want to change this, but I can't. It's automatic.
Oh. Also, where's the fun in having everything
Yeah.
really designed for you as a professional? And I'm not calling myself a professional guitarist, but definitely not.
Yeah, I suppose it's the same as like being like a painter, and all the paints change colour by themselves. And you don't get to choose the colour.
Yeah.
And say, well, I don't have to worry about changing colours. I just put the brush on the paper, and I can paint, and I don't have to think.
Or you use one of those AI thingies, and who took my job. I don't like them. I don't like AI art.
No. No, it's all bit.
It's really creepy.
Yeah, AI doesn't really know how to do life very well.
It doesn't know hands, I've noticed.
Yeah, it can't do hands.
But we are close to it being quite good, in my opinion. And it's a couple of years, and they can do hands and they can do life. And then This was last day or another one?
Last day for me. I'm a little tired.
Then it's
Yeah.
last day. Well, there we go.
Cool. Thank you. Let's switch over the scene.
And like in my area of business, it's not fun to have AI becoming more smarter and smarter.
No.
And especially for me, because I think like, let's say Metallica, the Rolling Stones, whatever, they will still hire a big artist.
Yeah.
My clients were the small bands that needed an album cover. And they got to me, paid 100 or 200 euros, which is not much compared to, the big bands. And those bands now have an option to get AI art because, yes, it's not that great, but it is free. And
Yeah.
especially, you can say, yeah, it looks like Nick said, it looks creepy, but especially in my genres, I work for metal bands mostly. Creepy isn't even a bad thing.
No.
So I don't like where it's going.
Yeah. It's sort of if you got like a band or sort of like a small business or something, they want a bit of art doing from they'd approach like a smaller kind of artist to go, okay, we want done something created by our design, but sort of for a low cost. And so yeah, there's a business there, but now it's like, well, we don't want to pay any money. Let's just do it for free on the AI. But the thing is, I've noticed a lot of artists online are saying, because the AI obviously can't create art, it can only take what it's learned from other artists.
It
steals, yeah. It's you'll find it will take another piece of art and modify it, and maybe add another piece of art to it, and then come out with a combination of original pieces of art which have been combined to make something new. Which in any other kind of genre of work isn't too bad, but so let's say something over there. No, sorry. Must have heard the feedback. Any other genre of work is not too bad. Like if in music you take a sample from another song and you create something new out of it, you still have to. You can put some work into that. You have created something new, but using elements of another person's piece of work. And yeah, typically you have to give credit to that. You say, well, this song has credits to the original band because we used their guitar or a bit of their drum. But you don't really have that with AI art. It doesn't really say the following artists' work were used in the process of creating this.
No, it doesn't.
But if it did, I suppose it wouldn't be too bad in some ways. At least the original artist got credit, but still, it's taking that work away.
Have you ever heard, because I haven't, I just wondered, does AI music already?
I don't know, actually. Not anything I've seen. I've not seen anything to do with AI music. I've seen like AI novels, like obviously works of literature.
Those are weird too.
He sent you a video on TikTok.
Yeah, I read the comments on that. Apparently he was lying.
Yeah, I thought it might be because it was just too.
Yeah, it is. The TikTok account is his band, so he makes music in a band anyway.
Yeah.
And it sounds just like his band, and people go, "There's this guy on TikTok said, oh, I got an AI to make me some music, and it plays this music." And so, oh, this is me hearing it for the first time. And there's people commenting, go, dude, that's just your band. You're promoting your new band by saying it is AI.
Send something in the group.
So look. Sound.io. Personal AI music generator. Okay. That'd be interesting to play with. if nothing else than just to sample it. Music composer.
I'm gonna look around with it tomorrow. I wonder what it's like.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay for it.
No.
$17 a month. I think
month. Oh wow.
It's a lot.
Yeah. But the most interesting thing I've seen AI do is ask it to write programming code. Like you can ask, is it Chat GPT? That kind of chat AI. People have asked it to write a piece of code to solve a problem, and it will write some computer code, sort of very well, and it would work. You put it into a compiler, and it runs perfectly. So that's quite interesting because a lot of people who program and code never really write their own code if someone else has already written it. So it's a lot of copy pasting. Well, I want to do this. Has anyone done it before? Yes, they have. I'll take that. I'll change the values, tweak it a little bit, and I have my own piece of code now.
Yes, like the museum I'm, tied to, as I've told you about, has like a man that does a lot of like things with code. All his art isn't like designed in Photoshop or whatever. He like programs everything.
Oh, okay.
And he's very into like the open source community, very like Linux, how do you call it?
Yeah. Either or.
And he told me about it, that he doesn't really write his own lines of code. He just goes to like a database where everyone has open source code, and he just copy pastes it and uses it for his own project.
But yeah, that generally seems to be what a lot of people do. They go, well, if it's open source, you can take it. A lot of open source tends to have like a little comment at the top, say please leave the following text in, saying that it came from this source. You're free to use it, but just please leave like a little credit to say this piece of text came from me. It's obviously up to you if you keep it in or not, but it makes no difference to your program because it doesn't run that bit anyway.
Like that AI you talked about, like how far does it go? Can you like give it one problem and it writes some lines for in your program, or could you tell it write me this program?
Only thing I've seen so far is it will just write a section, so you'd probably have to ask it to write several sections, and you would still have to put it together to make a big program.
Okay.
But you'd say like write some code that sort of does this to this thing, or like changes this value, or calculates this.
Yeah, and then you can go, oh, now make sure that this doesn't happen when this happens. Things like that, and it'll do it for you.
Yeah, because you can modify it. You can ask it follow-up questions, and it'll change the code to your follow-up questions. So that's quite smart. And it seems to sort of be spreading through the programming communities to go, well, this could be quite useful if you have a problem, you can't quite work it out. You can ask the AI to give you a solution to it, and then you can use that and take it from there. Especially as as you say, like programming communities will look for open source code and look for examples and ask other people for help. So it's a very kind of sharing. Because you don't really own sort of a code necessarily, unless you want to package it and say, well, this whole package belongs to me, I made it. But individual bits of code you can't really own. So yeah, AI seems to be working there, but anything else where it has to steal another form of art in order to kind of create its work. Whereas programming there's only really a handful of ways that you can solve a solution with code. There might be sort of better ways, there might be less efficient ways, but typically you follow the same path with coding. So that'll be quite interesting to see how that goes.
Oh well. we'll see you next time.
Yeah, should be. I think I'm going to be streaming on Friday. Just double check I'm not doing anything. Yeah, nothing's happening Friday, so I should be DJing on Friday.
I don't mind your Saturday DJs.
Yeah, I think I'll probably DJ more often on Saturdays, if of course that's okay with Nix, because Nix is always here on a Saturday.
That's absolutely fine with me.
That's okay. It won't be this Saturday because we're going out for our friend's birthday. But
Yeah, do your thing. I mean, did you like the idea of no clean lockdown?
yeah, it'd be nice to sort of have some themes again. Actually, have a style that we will stick to for the whole lockdown.
I did some requests already.
Yeah, I saw those. I'll have to put something out on Twitter and post it in my Discord generally to say, okay, get your requests in for no cleans.
Yeah, I mean, well, make it obvious it's no clean vocals. I mean, no clean can also mean only swearing.
True. Yeah, no clean vocals, so.
I mean, it's like every time I download like a rap album, I always put like clean and dirty versions.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Which in my opinion is needed because I always deleted the clean versions anyway. But they always edited. They don't even use like they don't do different. I know Green Day has like a American Idiot version without swear words, and they just did different versions of the lyrics.
Yeah.
So different words instead of.
But like the rap songs I heard, they just cut away the part where swearing, and especially some rap songs that it just sounds like your computer it's just like dying.
Yeah.
Or your headset. Or
And
whatever.
they're dying in it.
It sounds horrible.
Hmm.
There's just some gaps in the music. Oh,
Yeah, you have a lot of pop songs that are like that, where you hear like the radio version, and then you hear like the album version. You go, oh, I didn't realise that's what she said at that point, or that's what he said. And
I don't fly. I mean, I'm not one that's a lot in planes, but you got the same like in plane movies, right? Where they
they have a
swear words and stuff.
yeah, you have the airplane version where they cut out the gory scenes or the sex scenes and all the swearing.
I remember the Samuel L. Jackson thing where he did his own like really how do you say redubbing of the versions, and he said his favorite thing to make it still appear like the the way his mouth moves and what he's saying is correct. Whenever he says motherfucker, he's in the plain version he says monkey lover.
Nice.
I've heard. But
I'll see if I can
wouldn't
find
know.
those. I know though. The only one I'm fully aware of is a film called Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
Yeah, that's on the extras for the DVD. They actually show you the clip in the plain version. There's a lot of swearing in the one scene where they're kind of DJing and like scratching and stuff. So they showed in the extras there's a clip that they redid for the plain version. I can't remember what they changed the wording for, but the whole scene sounds quite funny because they're swearing in the original, but they've put in something completely ridiculous over the top of it.
I'll check it out because quite a coincidence, like last week I went to like the second-hand store, the thrift store, and I found a copy of Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, nice.
It's like a steel case that has both Dawn of the Dead and Shaun of the Dead.
Oh,
In
cool.
the same case, but on different discs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Have a look at the extras. There will be that airplane version.
Yeah, I'll show it in your Discord.
That's it. It was Prink. Because at one point in the scene it says prick to sort of obviously mean penis.
Oh.
But he says prink as in like ice rink, but prink. That's quite funny to sort of hear him say that with like anger, as when he's shouting it, and sort of. But it's not a swear word anymore.
Check it out. I'll go to sleep. I'll talk to you Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go and get some rest. Thank you for joining us today. It's been a lot of fun.
Good night.
Yeah. Have a good night. I'll see you then.
Good night.
Hey.
Whew. Thank you for joining me, Nix. You had fun?
I have, like always.
Good, good. Well, I'll speak to you shortly.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Shortly. Bye.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. It's been a fun stream of chats as usual. If you enjoy Stardew Valley, we do this every Wednesday at 8 p.m. British time. So if you want to make sure you don't miss the next one, give us a follow on your platform of choice. And tune in next Wednesday for more Stardew. My next stream will be on Friday at 9 p.m. British for a DJ stream. DJ every Friday and possibly some Saturdays alternate. See how I get on. Because not everyone can do a Friday night, not everyone can do a Saturday night, so we'll see how that goes. Next gaming stream will be on Monday, 8 p.m. British with Lego Star Wars. So if you like it, Lego, Star Wars or both, make sure you tune in on Monday. Until then, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. And I will see you then. Have a good night. Good night.